As we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at what the US markets did last night and what Asia is doing this morning. Yesterday was the first positive day in the last 3 trading sessions for the US benchmarks. So I'm talking about all 3. Dow, S&P, Nasdaq actually finished in the green. Dow just about marginally with 40 points, but it recovered a lot from the day's low. You then had S&P up 0.4%, Nasdaq, the biggest outperformer, up 0.9%. This morning, futures, however, are not looking too positive, so Nifty might be under some pressure. Futures in the Dow have dropped 200 points. S&P 500 futures have slid 0.7%, and Nasdaq 100 futures have dipped 0.3%. Asia markets are trading a bit mixed today on this Friday as we head into the weekend. Some green shoots though. Australian ASX 200 reversed earlier losses to actually climb 0.2%. This was done on the back of a big move in the financial subindex, which gained around 0.13%. Material and energy sector, however, struggled for gains. They're continuing to gyrate into the red. Leaving Australia, going to Japan, the Nikkei fell 0.57%. The Topix index was down 0.28%. South Korea, the Kospi, pretty much flat at 25.47, seeing no either upward or downward movement over there. Now, if we want to examine what happened in Europe yesterday, Europe closed down by 0.7%. The travel and leisure stocks dropped 1.7% to lead losses, and almost all sectors and major bourses slid into negative territory. So we have vaccine information coming in. That's very high efficacy rates. Yesterday, the Oxford vaccine also had a very good efficacy rate. However, COVID hospitalizations in the States are up 25% from last week and now at the highest levels that we've seen since the onset of the pandemic. So that's a sign that we're really not controlling the vaccine, and that perhaps there will be new restrictions imposed yet again in the US, and that's what's got the market spooked slightly. But we're still to hear something definitive on that. 2 commodities we always do a check on, oil and gold. Brent crude fell 0.32% to settle at $44.20 per barrel. So we were looking at $45, which was the highest we've seen in a while. Tapered off slightly yesterday. Maybe the demand outlook has got slightly hurt after this talk of a possible imposed restrictions in the US due to rising cases. WTI also slipped 8 cents to settle at $41.74 per barrel. So just under 42. So Brent under 45, WTI just under 42. Spot gold also fell 0.8% to 1856 per ounce, which is its lowest since the early part of this month. And then US gold futures slipped 0.9% to 1856 once again, which is pretty much close to the low that we saw earlier this month. So precious metals not showing you a big uptick means that people are still confident that there's not going to be volatility to a large scale. Perhaps there's been some movement in the dollar as well, which is kind of keeping gold suppressed. Those were the global cues for this morning.